In this video, we are going to show how Nearby One can manage edge cloud gaming in partnership with LudiumLab. Nearby One closes the gap between the network service provider space and the application developer space, providing a MEC-enabled IT application catalog orchestration continuum from the data center to the edge and cost-effective deployment across verticals, allowing unified management of network applications and hardware lifecycle from a single pane of glass. In this demo, we will show how we create an edge cloud gaming environment from scratch, including the radio and packet core components as well as the instance that is hosting the games. We will start deploying radio and packet core components in a first edge node. In the designer view, we select, drag and drop the VNFs of choice for this setup. In this case, we will be using the Open RAN component from Accelleran, the racks, and a packet core from Open5GS open source project. We set up the components, we set the right parameters, we choose the small cell that we are planning to use for the radio, and we are ready to start the deployment of the VNFs. To start the deployment, we choose the edge node that is going to be used for hosting the VNFs. Once identified and selected, we are ready to proceed with this node. Next thing is to provide a name to the service and click deploy. The deployment process is started successfully. The service is listed in the services view and it starts deploying the different components. This is a cloud-native solution, so the system immediately starts monitoring the operational status of all the components and containers. If any of them changes of status abnormally, the system will react and will reprovision in a different node. Once all containers, network services, and other components are ready, the service chain is completely deployed, and a few seconds later the small cell starts broadcasting and the cell phone gets attached. The LT network is ready. The second step is getting the virtual machine hosting the Windows instance and the video games getting ready, provisioned, connected to the GPU, and licensed accordingly. In this case, we deploy the LudiumLab instance from our catalog. We select a node that is enabled with GPU, in this case one of the Lenovo servers. We select it, we provide a name for the service, and we deploy. The system manages the creation of the instance, pulling the images and games, and immediately licenses the virtual GPU using the NVIDIA system. The license of the virtual GPU is immediately associated to the instance, all components are deployed, and a few minutes later the application is ready. It's now time to go back to the cell phone and start the SodaStream application from LudiumLab. In this case, we select one of the games of the catalog, we start it, and we get access to the experience you would get playing the game in a powerful computer in your smartphone. The video game contents are streamed Full HD 60 frames per second with an end-to-end latency below 15 milliseconds, something that can only be achieved through edge computing. This very low latency ensures that the game can be enjoyed as if it was played locally. At any point in time, the user may decide to undeploy the service. This will stop the instance immediately, disconnect the components, destroy the instance, and will record in the accounting system that it's not longer running. Same process goes for the radio and packet core components. When the service is undeployed, the components are destroyed, and the cell phone immediately gets disconnected from the network. Behind the scenes, Nearby One keeps tracking resource consumption, logs, alarms, and other operational information of all components of the system, providing full multi-tenant capabilities.